Well, I think what this program will do is allow dealers to carry these vehicles at zero cost. So this is a bit of more of a business as usual sort of situation where it's in regards to floor plan finance for dealers. That's the finance to hold the inventory they have in stock. So yeah, so it is a benefit. I'm not sure how much it's going to have as an effect. 20,000 vehicles in a market of 1.2 isn't a big amount.
Yeah, well, EVs currently account for about 7.2% of all new cars purchased. That's 2023. I mean, is Australia an attractive market for EV manufacturers?
Australia is a very attractive market for the motor industry globally because we're a very wealthy market and a very profitable market for most brands. The issue with Australia is we're a right-hand drive market. So most of the EVs are being produced for left-hand drive markets who have had an efficiency standard for a very long time. With the introduction of an efficiency standard, it'll definitely help get more EVs to Australia. The current standard as written probably has a lot of problems that need to be resolved before it's up and running.
And what are the problems that you could identify?
I think the standard itself is a bit too quick. We're expecting to get to the same level as the U.S. Is by 2029 or 2030, I forget what the date is. But in any case, we're trying to get there in 5 years, where the U.S. has had their standard in place since 2012. So, and then the U.S. also are starting to sort of put the brakes on where they are and looking at pushing out their dates.
The fuel efficiency standards, you don't think that they're going to work in the way they're designed to?
Potentially. I think, look, I think as this gets in, when it gets enacted and passed, there's going to be a lot of wrinkles and bumps along the road, and a lot of unintended consequences, as I'm calling it. Things that aren't really have been thought of at the moment, and it'll bring forward a lot of purchasing before the standards are in place. So you're going to see a rush to market for a lot of consumers buying these petrol vehicles and diesel vehicles, and then you'll see a pullback of sales after the fact. So it'll force a lot of people to consider buying used vehicles as well.
Is infrastructure a big part of this as well?
Yes. So the two main inhibitors to EV adoption or EV purchasing is cost, and the second biggest inhibitor is basically convenience. So charging infrastructure. EVs tend, there's a good saying out there at the moment, your current vehicle suits your lifestyle. If you have an electric vehicle, your lifestyle has to suit the vehicle. And another good quote is, most people buy a car for what they use it for 2% of the time. If an electric vehicle doesn't work for your lifestyle 5% of the time, that 5% of the time is so damaging to the experience that I think the important bit is you might buy one EV, but the second EV will be a very difficult decision.
And can you tell us about how the Chinese manufacturers are competing in this market? Obviously, the subsidies and tax breaks being rolled out by the government are working in their favour.
Yes, so there's several layers to that. The Chinese market and the Chinese economy is quite weak at the moment, and there's an overcapacity, overproduction piece in this puzzle. So the Chinese manufacturers producing EVs have a significant advantage from a battery production cost perspective. Australia is one of the only markets at the moment that is a free and open market which they can sell. So we're going to see a rush of Chinese brands coming to Australia to sell battery EVs.
Steve Bragg, great to get your insights. Thank you.
Thanks very much.